In a quaint suburban neighborhood, we are introduced to Melissa, a charming yet timid girl navigating the complexities of adolescence. She lives in a modest home with her mother, Daria, a hard-working woman trying to balance her career and family, and her lively grandmother, Era, whose vibrant spirit brings warmth to their lives. However, Melissa has developed a smoking habit that she struggles to manage, which poses a significant challenge to her well-being. Melissa's father works on an oil rig overseas, creating an emotional distance between him and the family. This absence leaves Melissa feeling isolated from her mother, who is preoccupied with her job, yet she finds solace in her close relationship with her grandmother, who shares stories of her youth and imparts wisdom. Today is a pivotal day for Melissa as she receives an invitation to the most anticipated event of the year, the party hosted by Daniel, the popular and affluent boy at school whom she has secretly admired for a long time. So with her heart racing, Melissa enlists the support of her best friend Manuela, and together they prepare for the glamorous evening. As they arrive at Daniel's extravagant house, Melissa's excitement is tinged with anxiety. The atmosphere is electric, filled with laughter and music, but she feels out of place among the confident crowd. Despite her joy, she grapples with self-doubt, preventing her from approaching Daniel. During the party, a mischievous boy playfully shoves Melissa into the pool, and panic sets in as she realizes she cannot swim. As she struggles beneath the surface, Daniel, noticing her distress, leaps into the water without hesitation and pulls her to safety. Gasping for air, Melissa is overwhelmed by a mix of gratitude and embarrassment. Once they are out of the pool, Daniel leads her to a quiet spot in the backyard where they can see the shimmering sea. Intrigued by her background, Daniel asks about her family, and Melissa opens up about her father's job and their family dynamics. In a moment of vulnerability, she confesses her feelings for him. To her dismay, Daniel uses this moment of honesty to initiate a kiss, only to abruptly abandon her afterward, leaving Melissa feeling heartbroken and used. Months pass, and the memory of that fateful day lingers in Melissa's mind. Despite the silence from Daniel, she finds herself falling deeper in love with him, each day filled with unrequited longing. As the school year begins, Melissa makes various attempts to catch Daniel's attention, but her efforts are met with indifference. One evening, while accompanying Manuela to a cozy bar, fate intervenes. Daniel unexpectedly shows up with his friends. When he acknowledges Melissa's presence and introduces her to his companions, her heart swells with hope. Encouraged by this interaction, Daniel invites her to his house, and their chemistry ignites. However, Melissa's joy is short-lived. During their intimate encounter, she boldly expresses her feelings for him once more, only to be met with ridicule. Daniel dismisses her affection and leaves, marking another painful chapter in Melissa's journey. Devastated by the repeated rejection, Melissa resolves to abandon her innocence and embrace a new persona, one that mirrors Daniel's carefree and reckless attitude. She becomes determined to seek revenge on the world that has hurt her, believing that adopting a more daring lifestyle will fill the void in her heart. Meanwhile, Melissa's parents face a difficult decision regarding her grandmother Alvara, whose health has been deteriorating. They opt to move her to a care facility, a choice that devastates Melissa. Despite her heartbreak, she helps her mother take Alvara to the facility, bidding her a tearful goodbye. As they return home, Daria attempts to engage Melissa in conversation about the situation, but Melissa shuts her out, increasingly focused on her transformation. She visits a trendy bistro with Manuela, where she catches the eye of a mysterious stranger. Eager to showcase her newfound confidence, she flirts with him but ultimately leaves abruptly, feeling a mix of exhilaration and emptiness. As Christmas approaches, Alvara returns home for the holidays, sensing that something is amiss with Melissa. So concerned for her granddaughter, she confides her worries to Daria, but Daria dismisses them, believing that Melissa is merely going through a phase. However, Melissa's struggles intensify. Unexpectedly, she receives a call from Daniel, who tantalizingly invites her over for a surprise. Despite her better judgment, Melissa agrees to visit, hoping for a change in their dynamic. Upon her arrival, Daniel begins to seduce her, instructing her to close her eyes. Just as she starts to feel hopeful, the atmosphere shifts dramatically. One of Daniel's friends enters the room, revealing that this encounter has been orchestrated. So initially horrified, Melissa tries to leave, but in a bid to appear nonchalant, she returns and finds herself engaging in intimate activities with both boys, losing herself in the moment. Melissa keeps a journal where she documents her tumultuous experiences. When Manuela discovers the journal, she is horrified by the reckless behavior Melissa has embraced and tries to intervene. However, Melissa, fueled by a desire to rebel, remains obstinate. The following day, Melissa visits a museum on her scooter, where she becomes intimate with a stranger, further spiraling down her path of self-destruction. One fateful day, a classmate accidentally stumbles upon Melissa's journal and reads its contents aloud in class, exposing her secrets to everyone. Humiliated, Melissa lashes out at Manuela, blaming her for the betrayal, as she had written hurtful comments about her in the journal, causing a rift in their friendship. In an effort to reinvent herself, Melissa begins to wear revealing clothing, desperate to prove to the world that she has transformed into someone unrecognizable. Amidst this chaos, Marco, a classmate who has harbored feelings for her, finally gathers the courage to approach Melissa. However, just as he does, she receives a call from Danelle, pulling her attention away. Shortly after, Danelle's friend Araldo surprises Melissa by blindfolding her and leading her to a room where several boys are waiting. Realizing the situation, Melissa feels a mix of fear and thrill as she engages with them, further complicating her emotional state. The next day, news of Melissa's escapades spreads like wildfire throughout the school, and she finds herself at the center of attention, though not in the way she had hoped. In a bid to explore new connections, Melissa creates a profile on a dating website, chatting with various boys. One man, in particular, invites her to an inn for an intimate meeting. Feeling a mix of excitement and trepidation, Melissa prepares to leave. Meanwhile, Daria receives a call from the nursing home informing her that Alvara's health has taken a turn for the worse. In a panic, she rushes home to find Melissa but instead discovers her journal. Daria takes it with her to the nursing home, where she uncovers the painful truths about her daughter's life. Heartbroken by what she reads, Daria is approached by a staff member who delivers the devastating news of Alvara's passing. Overwhelmed with grief, Daria breaks down, realizing the weight of the situation. At the inn, Melissa arrives and finds clothes laid out for her. When the man she was supposed to meet arrives, he becomes frustrated upon seeing her outfit choices. He reveals his intention to act out a violent scene, and despite her reservations, Melissa reluctantly agrees. However, as the situation escalates, he becomes aggressive, and in a moment of terror, she manages to escape and rushes home. Entering her room, she finds Daria waiting for her. The air is thick with unspoken tension as Daria reveals the heartbreaking news about her grandmother. The weight of their shared grief brings them closer, and they both weep together, acknowledging the pain they have endured. Daria confronts Melissa about her journal, asking if everything she wrote is true. With tears in her eyes, Melissa admits that it is all true. This moment of vulnerability marks a turning point in their relationship as they both break down, realizing the importance of open communication and support. As time passes, Melissa begins to feel comfortable sharing her experiences with her mother. Their bond strengthens as they navigate their grief together. It's the last day of school, and Melissa decides to visit Manuela's house to mend their friendship. Together, they head to school, ready to face whatever comes next. At school, tensions rise when Arnaldo confronts Danelle after discovering that Danelle has been intimate with his girlfriend. The argument escalates, and in a moment of anger, Arnaldo slaps Danelle. Melissa witnesses the scene unfold and chooses to ignore Danelle's attempts to reach out to her, finally standing up for herself. Later, Melissa checks her exam results and learns that Marco has failed. He reveals that he will be leaving school to pursue his passion for art and confesses his feelings for her. He presents her with sketches he has made of her, and Melissa is deeply moved by his talent and sincerity. They share a tender moment as she poses for his final drawing before he departs. As the day comes to a close, Danelle invites Melissa to a lavish party at his house. Initially hesitant, she ultimately decides to attend, accompanied by Manuela. At the party, she observes Danelle and his friends indulging in alcohol, their behavior reckless and uninhibited. In a moment of spontaneity, Melissa jumps into the ocean, disregarding the warnings from her friends. As she swims, she feels a sense of freedom and contentment, embracing the waves and the uncertainty of life. The film concludes with a poignant scene at her grandmother's grave, where Melissa and Daria lay flowers and share a heartfelt hug, symbolizing their strengthened bond and the healing journey they have embarked on together. The camera pans out, capturing the serene beauty of the ocean as the waves crash against the shore, mirroring the ups and downs of Melissa's life and the hope for a brighter future. Please subscribe and like, it will help me a lot. Also, you can write in the comments your wishes and I will read and take them into account in the future.